How y'all doing? I happen to replace. Oops. Well, for sure. I had to replace my old washboard. I just broke this off just now when I went to pick it up. But I've had this one here for about, I don't know, about 15 years, 16 years. So it's time for me to get a new one. And so show you what all I do to try to get it ready to start using. And normally all I do is I do kind of trim this off, trim these corners off a little bit. And that way it ain't so harsh on my buckets. And let me see if back out a little bit. All I do is take these corners off, just kind of chamfer the edges on them, so that way they ain't so sharp. Once I get done with this and kind of trim off all the sharp edges on it, what I usually do is I'll take linseed oil and treat it with linseed oil. This one here is a little bit different. I think it's the same brand. Let's see. This is a Beans. Okay. Okay, that's Columbus Washboard Company. Okay, that's probably the reason why. But I noticed the railing on this one's thicker than the railing on this other one. But, they're both pretty much the same way. This one here was held together. It's got a tongue and groove up in there, and all this one is got that one there. Well, let me finish this so I can get this thing done. I got several washboards that I use. One of the washboards I have right behind us. I'll show you that in a minute. And what I normally do is I'll take my wash bucket. It's one of the galvanized steel brush buckets. And I've got a couple pieces of rebar that I lay across the fire and put the bucket over the fire on the rebar, fill it up a little bit with water, and let the fire burn out while it's boiling or heating my water. And the reason why I do that and let the fire burn out is because whenever I put my clothes on the clothesline, I really don't want the smell of smoke on my clothes. I'm going to do this a little bit. Let's try to get some of these sharp edges off. Now you don't want sharp edges when you're washing your clothes. The reason being is because they catch. If you got anything that's made out of knit or anything when you're washing it, it can catch on these sharp edges. I know y'all was going to say something about the way I was getting ready to cut. This one has a brace in the back of it. My old one didn't have no brace in the back of it. You notice that one has a brace in it. This one didn't. But anyway, of course, I'd say that this one I had, well, I know at least 15 years, and hopefully once I put some linseed oil on this one will last just as long. And if you don't know, this right here is where you keep your soap, your bar soap. And I noticed this one here come with drain holes in it. I don't know if you can see the drain holes or not. It's got drain holes in it, but this one didn't have no drain holes. course, it probably just drained down through the board. Yeah, I imagine that's what it did. No, because that's one solid board there, so it couldn't have done that. Okay. Anyway, that's my washboard and what I do to prep my washboard for using. Okay then. Talk to y'all later. Bye. Okay, so I'm rubbing linseed oil on my washboard. I think the way it was explained, I think I seen it on Wrangler Star. He said the old timers told him you put one coat on every day for a week, and then one coat on every week for a month, and then one coat on every month for a year, and then thereafter once a year. So anyway, I can't say if that's works or not. All I do is put it on when I'm out here, or if I think about it, or usually if I have the can open or whatever, and if I got any wood stuff laying around, I put it on. I use it. I don't go out of my way to time or anything like that. I just put it on. Yeah. Anyway, I won't bore y'all with doing this. I'm sure you've seen people put linseed oil on wood. I just make sure it's got a good coat, the first coat. Then I wipe it off after about 10 minutes. The excess, then I let it dry for about 2-3 hours, and I put another coat on. Okay.